Hello, today we're going to make a Minecraft clone. Of course we're not going to make a Minecraft clone, but we're going to get from like 0 to 1 or something like that when it comes to actually making a game. So we're going to start from this position. That's the rotating cube, that's textured. There are videos on making the cube and there are maybe videos on making it textured. So let's start making some textures. And I'm going to use Graph X2 to make these textures. So let's zoom in, get to the upper corner. Yeah, this will be live coding video, which means that it's a bit slower, of course. All of my videos are like that. They are low effort. So first we're going to have a 8 times 8. I think that's 8 times 8. That's 8 times 8. And this is going to be the top of the cube. And that's going to be the side of the cube. And down here we're going to have the bottom of the cube. And I just mark them up so I can copy them here because I need more. We need one water, one earth, and one grass. And I'm a developer and I can't draw, which means I won't spend too much time and effort to drawing this. So this is the grass one from the top. Looks grassy to me. Let's fill in with some. Oh, that's amazing. Now let's draw it from the side. Okay, let's save this picture. We're going to save it to my work directory. Program files, no. Parent directory, workspace. Yeah, here it's fine. File name. This one is cube textures. Actually, no, PNG. Save it. And we're going to go to this wonderful tool and open up that file we just created. There we go. Wonderful. I didn't create it in the corner. That's stupid. Oops. Okay. Well, I guess we have to fix that then. Is that copied into the corner now? Yeah, it is. And we're going to go to make this image smaller. Canvas size could be that one. And we have, what do we have? 8, 16, 32. 32 by 32. That's a tiny texture. Resize. That looks fine. Okay. And let's save this one first. And then let's export it. We're going to go to workspace, live coding. And we're going to say export it as cube textures C. And it's cube textures or cube texture. And it's not glib. We don't want that types. There we go, and I got C file. Let's add in that here. Live coding. Cube texture, there we go. Oh, maybe I can't drag it. Add existing file. There we go. So now we have our texture in our program without creating a loader, which is kind of interesting. I mean, you can load things into programs without physically loading them from disk. You just include them into your program and again compiled in. But I mean, you could make a loader, but also why? Yeah. So let's include that one instead. And what was it called? Cube texture. I also did see that it does not have any alpha. So let's remove that and we can verify it. It has 3 there, bytes per pixel 3, meaning it has no alpha channel. So now we should have switched texture here. No such file or directory. Okay, cube textures with an S. Inconsistency. Image data. No, I didn't name it image data, of course. And here we got the cube. Let's see where we are in the recording. I can't see that. 9 minutes. Okay, I cut out a minute or so. So of course we need to fix this, but I mean, it's getting there. So let's first of all make it stop rotating. So stop rotating and extract out this to its own function. So we have draw cube. Void draw cube. Now we try it again. Okay, it stopped spinning. Yeah, I removed rotate, that's true. But now I want more cubes than one. That's why I extracted out its own method. So we're going to make an int x and y and z. And for x, let's see which order should I do this. I think I do it from the z order, yeah. Or should I? It's hard to know which order you should draw this on, because I want to draw them in from back to front, but that doesn't matter. I will spin this around later. Okay, if it doesn't matter, then I can just make it in the X, Y, Z. And we're going to make a small Minecraft block first, 4 times 4 times 4. Is that 64? I don't know. 4 times 4 is 16 and 4 of 16 is 64. Yeah, there's 64 blocks. So we're going to draw 64 blocks. I'm drawing the cube 64 times. And first of all, this is going to draw a cube over the 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 cube 64 times. So nothing has happened yet. Let's add in the rotation just so to see that. Yeah, okay, we got the cube still. Now we need to offset the cubes in some way. We also need to scale the cube. We'll start with scaling the cube. No, we're going to start with... let's scale the cube. I was thinking if I should be smart or if I should just code as I normally code. This is live coding. I will code as I normally code. So we need to scale down the cube a bit. And this is too small. So that's scale on the X, Y, and Z axis. And that worked wonders. The cube disappeared. Why did it disappear? Same as the rotation. Says that it should rotate. So we're rotating here. And it rotates 2 degrees on the X and Y axis. Or the X and Y 0 line, around that line. Around that axis we're going to rotate 2 degrees. There we go. And it continues doing that over and over and over and over again, and that's why we're rotating. Because you could think this should just move it 2 degrees on this axis and be done with it. So we need to stop it from continuously rotating. So we go into GL, load identity. And let's start the drawing tool. There we go. So we have, oh, I'm overlapping my face there. So we have a matrix. A math matrix. And then when we have 1, 1, 1, 1, and 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. In matrix, this is the identity, and it's just the diagonal with ones, kind of that's just a 1 but in the matrix form. And OpenGL uses matrix math, so if you want to learn that, then go and study that. You can use OpenGL without learning matrices, but it's good kind of to know it a little bit at least. So now we're resetting the rotation all the time. Also resetting the scaling, but it's scaled down a lot, right? So you just see one cube still. And we also have to notice that this one scales each time. Don't really want that. I wonder if I should move that load identity in here, if I should rotate down here. I'm not totally sure. I still want it to rotating. Yeah, of course I need to move the rotation outside. Rotation, start with 0. Each time we move into this function, rotation +2. And then we rotation. There we go. Now I have our rotating cube, and it's tiny. But it is there. Let's zoom in a bit. So now we need to move the cubes. And we don't need to scale it each time, because then it's going to be smaller and smaller and smaller. Just scale it once. So we're going to do a... Now I get to think here. Actually, I want to reset the matrix in here. OpenGL is a state machine, so all the translation, scaling, rotation modifies this matrix. But if I reset it, then I reset the rotation and scale also. Let's add in those. And then we need to translate F. And we're going to translate it X, Y, and Z. And then we probably should have X, Y, and Z here. There we go. GL translate F. So here we got a thing spinning around there. So let's move it a bit more so we can see what's going on. Well, that didn't help much. We have something spinning around at least. That should be 64 cubes. Oh, I modified the scale. I'm dumb. It happens. Let's see what we should do. Can I remove that one because it's not needed? I changed my mind again. Or did I? I'm going to go from... Just start with making the cubes even smaller. I'm scaling first, then I'm doing the translation. This is a really good learning point. What did I say about OpenGL as a state machine and keeps everything in that matrix? I'm scaling first, then I do the translation, which means the translation will be less, because they are also scaled, right? I'll switch that around, and now we got a lot of small cubes spinning around. Let's make them a bit bigger again. And then we try to learn something from this. So I moved here, I moved from 0 to 4. 4 goes out of the window because we haven't set up any frustum and things like that, so it's from -1 to 1 in the window. So if we divide this by 4, then we should keep in the window. But it still goes, now it goes from 0 to 1, this value here, but we really need it to go from -1 to 1. So if we divide it by 2 instead, and take -1 here, then we should have a value going from -1 to 1. And that seems to be true. There we go. And it looks a bit funny here. It's because it's hitting the near plane. You can't draw outside the window on the left side and the right side. And far, meaning depth in the window, I mean you wouldn't see. But when it comes near you, so it's kind of clipping the monitor, so to speak. And that is poking out, and that's why clipping so badly. So we're going to fix that. I'm just going to translate it. The rotation, we could also stop here and put last, which means we're just rotating the cube, not the full thing, just the individual cube. But let's start with translate F here and translate it 0 and 0, 0, 0. And on the Z, just push it in 1. Well, didn't work as I wanted it, but yeah, we got a few cubes rotating. So let's see what I did wrong. Let's push it back even more. Since I didn't push it towards me. Now it disappeared instead. Let's try this. Just try this out. I can see all of them. I can almost see all of them. Oh, I forgot to account for the size of the cube here. So I should half the diameter of the cube we need to add back in. Yeah, it's trial and error when it's live coding. There we go. But I still like the rotation. And I'm going to change the rotation around the y-axis. No, I'm not going to change it. Let me like that. What? Okay, let's say I have no clue what I'm doing, right? Okay, anyhow, they shouldn't have all these textures, they should just have the textures that they should have. They have too much of a texture here. So we need to set up some tile map and send in which texture we should use. So let's go into send in the x1, y1, x2 and y2 to this method. And now we need to update all of these texture coordinates, which will be super fun. But that's x1 and that's y1. Oh, this is going to take time. Just the bottom right corner, if I got that correct. It really doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure we get some textures upside down here. There we go. Now we need to send in some sort of coordinates in this texture. Oh, I had more. Thought it was done. Could have done a search replace. What's the fun of doing that? And besides, it's not this that's going to take the time. It never is. I mean, I know it's a lot like, why don't you do this or use this fixture in the editor and things. That's not the issue. That's not what's going to take time when we code it. It's debugging and get it right. To update those small things is not the thing that's going to make or break it. So we have struct, and we need tile set. We need, I had 16 tiles. I didn't use the last 4 that was in the texture. Go to the texture. So I have 4 times 3, and then just to make the texture the same size on X and Y axis, I have the empty left unused in the bottom. So we're going to have int x1, y1, int y, x2, y2, and then we need 0, 0, 2, 7, 7, how should I write this so it looks nice? Should I do it like that? Yeah, I think that's correct. And then we have 0, 7, 15, 23. And that goes to, is it 8? Should it be 8 there? Next on 24. And goes to 31, 23, 15. Is that correct? And here we are just going to skip down to the next row in the texture. Let's add in those. There we go. So now we have defined our tile set, and we're going to use. So let's send in in the first tile set, x1, tile set, y1, branches around scala initialize. Let's see. Let's see what's wrong. Why shouldn't I be able to have that? Which line is that? Is the second line? Oh. Well, that clearly didn't work. So let's see, we send in x1, x2, x3, and we send in 0077. And we send in that here, and it sets a lot of things. So why didn't that work? So it seems to be drawing the full texture anyhow. Okay, so I have a few faults here. First of all, the texture apparently is 0 to 1, which I've said in another video. For some reason I just thought it was from 0 and to the actual width of the texture. So this one would go from 0, 0 to 32, 32, but no, it does not. So anyhow, and it should be floats here. I'm going to send in floats. Since it goes from 0 to 1, and then divide by the size of the texture. And then we get a cube spinning, that's grass, and we got one texture that's messed up. I'm gonna go and look at what I've been doing. Texture chord, XX, X2, or mostly just look at where we have the 2. So we got the 2s there and 2 there. We got the 2 there and 2 there. 2 there and 2 there. 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. Hey, wait. That's wise here. There we go. That looks good to me. Wonderful grass texture. Yeah, I changed it from 0 to 1 here. Okay, so now let's add in more cubes. Now we have a lot of grass cubes. But I don't need to send in all of this, I just need to send in the one. So we're going to switch that over. We'll take this, calculations, move up here, take these, and assign those. It's probably easier to just retype. Anyhow. Yeah, this way I've been faster to retype. But, like I said before, this small copy and paste and things like that, that's not what's going to break your production. So we're going to send in int tile number. There we go. And then we can send in the tile number here. And let's send in Z modulus 4 as tile number. Tile set not defined, of course not. We need to move up the tile set. I need to draw the first tile on all of them. Isn't that interesting? Which means that we are seeing just the first Z plane here. Let's change that to an X. Now we're getting somewhere. Just the cube that shouldn't be drawn first. The grass cube, the earth cube, and the water cube. Now let's stop rotating them. And rotate everything from the start instead. And that looks wonderful. Should translate it back, then rotate it. Well, that looks better. Now it's clipping in the far plane. Okay, since we haven't been talking about GL Frostum or glue perspective, we will solve this by introducing a scale factor. Just scale down everything to start with. And there we see our small world spinning around. And it's drawn inside out. That's not what I wanted. Anyhow, we could... now it's a question of what we should send in, what we should draw. Since we have all our boxes drawn here now, we just need to send in some information to what we want to draw. So we need to create that. And let's create it up here. We have a struct. Let's call it a block. Let's see, I'm actually going to just have a char unsign. Sign char blocks. And then just going to send in which textures we want on each box, and that's 4 by 4 by 4. So going to have first 4 of the 0. The 0 texture was the one with dotted line around it. Dotted line here, and that cube shouldn't be drawn. So we start with that one, and we need that 4 times. That's one layer, so to speak. And we need 4 layers. And on the bottom layer we need to just have Earth. And that was number 1, 0, 1. Number 2, I mean. Sorry. So this should be filled with 2s. And then I want it to continue like a hill here. But we're going to have water outside it, so we get the coastline. And then we need grass. I wonder if we should actually just taper off this. It's just a piece of land poking up. And that means we should have more water here. And now I complained, of course. Braces are on scale initializer. Yeah, I know that. I really wonder if it's not... I think it's okay to do like this. I got the warning though. And that's not what I wanted to show. I got the warning, so apparently it's not okay to do that, but that's fine. We're just going to have blocks. And we need just to select our block. So we have the Z times 16 plus, let's see, it's plus X in the end at least. And that's plus 4, or this is plus 6, or times 4 times 16. I think that's correct. I still complain about braces. Do I actually not allowed to have that? Every type has incomplete typo when shown. Okay. So much for knowing this language. Seriously, it was a while since I coded C. I coded Java for like 24 years. So this is live coding after all. I mean, this will work. Okay. Well, except it's clipping extremely badly. I mean, it almost works. Okay, so let's add in if the texture should be drawn for us when they are turned away from us. And that didn't work. Is it clipping? Well, we can at least remove the cubes that we shouldn't draw. So if we got a 0 there, then we shouldn't draw this. I set the 0. There we go. Goes great today. What is going on? I must say I really thought we had set buffering turned on, but I can't find it. So the textures aren't clipping against near plane. I actually just don't have set buffering enabled. Super odd. Okay, so it starts getting there. We still have the wrong textures because it should be another texture on the grass side there. Let's see if I can fix that. So we have the same texture here, but we know that in the texture we should have the front textures, the upper row, then the side texture and the beneath it texture. I need to fix that. Turn off this one and see what face that is. And that looks like to be the top one. Okay, the top one draws the correct thing. Then this one is the bottom one. So we can just add in an offset, not the nicest way to do it, but I mean, why not? I mean, we know that there's an offset there, so that's the bottom side. And then it means we already set the top and bottom, and then it means this is the middle side. Is it this easy? This isn't nice coding. This is where you should have pen and paper and think about what you're doing first. That really didn't work like I thought. Let's just modify this a bit. Just because I didn't like the tile we had. There we go. Have another tile. I messed around with this one just to try things out here for a while ago. That's why it doesn't look like it did in the beginning. So you just want the water world, then we can move the grass patches and add in our water tile, water cube. And we have a water world. If we want the grass world here. Here we go. Okay, that wasn't grass. thought it was. No, it wasn't. Because that's grass. Now we have a shoreline. Now we got the shoreline. And then up with that shoreline a bit and put earth here. Damn it, I can't remember which one is which. But did it really draw the correct things? We are just going to drop down. This is the only one that's modified, and that's 8 down. And that's 8 down on all of these. On grass, it really should draw that one on the side. But it doesn't do that. Why? Well, I know this is a top face, so... Huh. Ah. God damn it, now you know what's wrong. Okay, reset this one. What did we have? We had that. We did not have that. Let's flip this around. I wonder how I should make a video of this. But I mean, I got the result, almost. I'm going to change the tiles for each time we draw here. Okay, this is going to be super annoying. I'm going to paste this in here. I'm going to do that. It's going to be a lot of pasting. Okay, so got top. I got side. And we got bottom. And what's changing is the tile number. So the side is +4. We wrap down to the next row of them. And this is +8. And then we just need to use that on all of these guys. So this is top. This one is bottom. And then we got side. Hope I typed side. Yeah, I did. It was like size. I'm word blind and I stumble on that all the time. That means that I write something and I read it back and I can't see that it's misspelled. And it's much easier to delete the full word and just retype it from like muscle memory than actually trying to read out what's wrong and modify just the character that's wrong. Well, it flipped wrong though. But it is the side pictures. So need to figure that one out. So we're going to flip this one and see what's happening. That was wrong. That is also wrong. What did we have to start? We had 1 1. 1 1 1 2 2 2 1. Pushes up everything one step. Then it should rotate. And then we push it up once more, and I should rotate 90 degrees again. And then we push it up even more. Okay, so that one worked on the backside there. That one is correct there. Just flip all of the others the same. There we go. Wasn't that hard. That's correct texture. If it looks good or not is another story, but it's correct texture. So let's create a few more of these. Let's see so you can see it. So I'm not hiding it. Let's create a few more of these. So now we can go up in our blocks here and zero defines sky. So let's define a mountain this time. And we won't see any green on it at all, so we just start with the mountainside and we continue with it down. And then we're not going to have any water, we're just going to have a mountain. So we have a mountainside. So let's add some grass on it. And here we got the piece with grass on it. And I think I forgot that one. Grass one. But of course we're going to have some water, and why not have water running down it? We have a river. So we have a river coming down the mountainside. There we go. And I think that is the finished piece. And now I try to cut together this video because it was all over the place. And then we got a screenshot. So see you and good luck.